I do. Cynthia Zerquera-Martin. That's Cynthia, capital Z as in zebra, ERQUERA, hyphen Martin, MARTIN, Winterberry Road, Narragansett, Rhode Island. All done? Great. Good evening.
Good evening.
I know some of you know that I have a profound visual disability, so permit me a little bit of grace if I need to catch up on my notes here. Despite your opening statements, I feel compelled to testify to my position anyway, to give you additional information on which to ponder as you go forward. I'd like to introduce myself. I am the chairman of the Coastal Access Improvement Committee. I have worked with the General Assembly to enact 2023's Shoreline Access Act and 2024's Real Estate Disclosures on Rights of Way Act. I was appointed to the statewide Community Leaders Action Group, and we are currently working to write the state's first public shoreline access management plan. I was personally invited to testify to NOAA about Rhode Island's coastal access issues. As of right now, my resume is on the governor's desk, endorsed by CRMC Director Jeff Willis himself to be appointed to the CRMC Council. Tonight, I'd like to speak to you about your proposed zoning changes from a slightly different perspective. Let's start off with a brief history lesson. On January 19th, 2021, the Town Council established the Coastal Access Improvement Committee for the Town of Narragansett. And I quote from the town website, "Narragansett continues to evolve as a town and is undergoing a period of residential redevelopment with larger structures replacing smaller seasonal homes." Town Council further went on to state, "It is imperative that the Town of Narragansett take on the responsibility of protecting, enhancing, and formalizing public access points to the water." You see, the issues we see today, they go back years. But in January of 2021, the Town Council, in its wisdom, decided to do something about it. And our committee was charged with that responsibility. We worked tirelessly to reopen all the coastal access points that had been closed down during COVID. And in our work, we noted the massive amount of encroachment surrounding state-designated CRMC rights of way with very little to no parking offered. One solid fact to keep in mind: CRMC creates statewide policy, but it is up to each individual municipality to enact said policy. As a coastal town, Narragansett has an obligation to recognize this responsibility. The proposed changes to the FAR to the level of expansion offered will have a huge detrimental effect on our coastal ecosystem. Any evidence of a natural environment will be paved over, threatening already stressed wildlife on both land and sea. The proposed FAR changes could very well embolden further encroachment into both town and state designated public rights of way. Let's talk about something else. The amount of additional sewage created with this type of expansion will further threaten the environment. As our old pipes fail and raw sewage is strewn directly into the ocean. Our streets are narrow, and the increase of the FAR invites parking on what little green space we still have left. We will lose the very identity onto which we base our tourist revenue dollars, a relaxing seaside town. So that's all about me and the committee I chair. Now let's talk about you. The motivation we residents have been given for your proposals is to align with the state. The state isn't even aligned with itself yet. The General Assembly is still in session until July 1st. Then, any passed legislation still needs to go to the governor for his signature before anything can be enacted. This ready, fire, aim approach of yours lacks the very legislation on which you claim to base your proposals. Here's a better way to align with the state. Let's start with CRMC and DEM. Need I say more? My closing thoughts are directed to your proposal to go back and change the existing and fully vetted comprehensive plan of 2017. The only thing I have to say about this proposal is, have you read the book 1984? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President.